What's going on, everybody? I just thought I'd address a question today that I get quite a lot, and that's about making money in Latin America. People ask me if there's jobs in a certain area or business opportunities or whatever, and my general answer to that is don't come down to Latin America without your plan. Okay, don't come down to expatriate period thinking that I can just get a job there or I can hopefully start a business or something like that. It's not a good plan. Okay, there's a reason that the cost of living is so low. Okay, and it goes along with wages and everything else. All right, you'd be absolutely blown away from a U.S. perspective or Canadian or whatever perspective outside of Latin America. If you come down here and you see what people are paid in wages, it's amazing how low it is. Okay, and so no, not only that, but they're not going to hire you probably. Okay, they got red tape, and there's also they'll hire other family members and other people that they know before you. Okay, so getting a job, I would say completely out of the question. Now, if you do want to start an entrepreneurial thing, there are people that do that, and you come down here and start a business. I've known several people that have had successful businesses, that run successful businesses in Latin America and come down and to do that. Now, generally, if you want to do that, I think that the people that are the most successful are people that go all in. Okay, meaning like they'll come down here, say to Mexico. Okay, and they will come here. They will learn the language. Maybe they'll get a girlfriend, boyfriend, marry somebody that is a local. They'll get to know a lot of local people there, and they'll immerse themselves in everything. And so if you do that, there's several things that you can do. So, like for instance, a real estate agent. It's easier to become a real estate agent here in Latin America than it is in other places. There's not as much regulation, so you can become a real estate agent. I know people that do that. English teacher. A lot of people start out as English teachers, or even eventually running their own English school. Okay, and you can become a professional English teacher, meaning you teach professional people. I know people that go to the houses of CEOs and stuff like that and teach them English, business English, and etiquette and things like that. How to deal with business firms. So that could be something that you do. Also, just I guess what you call a freelancer, whether you're a photographer, you help people with websites and stuff like that. You can walk around and get jobs, this and that, and there are people that do that. But again, you're going to be making less money. And the thing is what I'm trying to tell people is, okay, maybe you can survive like that, but that's not what you want to do. That's not what I'm trying to recommend that people do. I mean, what you want to do is take advantage of the low cost of living by having a good stream of income. Okay, even by your own terms, wherever you're living now. Okay, and then that will greatly expand it. Once you come down to Latin America, you'll be able to afford and live a lot better. Okay, so yeah, these types of things, whether it's sales agent or English teachers don't make so much either, or freelancer, you do things here and there. They're all right, but it's much better if you can get a good stream of income. Another thing is, like I talk about with Borderless and all that, is that I think it's a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket. All right, so if you come down, like I was saying before, the people that you buy a house, you get married, you open up a bank account, you have a business, you get your residency, maybe you get your citizenship. You got all your eggs in one basket. You got all of your business entities, everything you got in one country. Okay, if anything happens there, you're in the same problem. Okay, why are you leaving wherever you're leaving? Maybe it's because you like the culture here better. Maybe it's because you're worried about certain things politically or whatever. But the point is, if you spread that risk out, that's what you want to do, and that's what we have the ability to do now with technology and all these different tools that we have available. Okay, this is stuff that people have been, rich people have been doing for a long, long time, but now we're able to do it. Okay, we're able to diversify ourselves internationally. This is the PT theory and things like that we talk about. Okay, so what does that mean? That means you want to get, as far as your income goes, this is the first step in the process. Okay, is making sure that you have steady income. All right, and location independent income. A decent amount of income. Okay, so that means it's probably all your clients or whatever, going to come from a high cost of living area. Okay, wherever you're living, maybe some other countries. It could be Europe or Canada, Australia, U.S., some cities in Asia, whatever. But you need to have a regular amount of income from a high cost of living area, and then you can live in a low cost of living area, and that's what they call geo arbitrage. Okay, so what are some options as far as that goes? Well, obviously a lot of people that come down to Latin America are on pensions, Social Security, etc. Now remember, when Social Security was set up, it was supposed to be part of a three-legged stool. You had Social Security, your employee pension, and your savings. Well, a lot of people in the United States, baby boomers, etc., they have no savings and maybe not as much of a pension or no pension as they thought they would have. Okay, so all they have is their Social Security. It wasn't meant to live on alone, and it's almost impossible to do that in the States. Well, guess what? You can live decently in Latin America with only a Social Security. So a lot of people do that. Another thing that you can do is freelancing. Okay, there's a lot of platforms, whether it's Upwork or 99 Designs and other things, depending on what your skills are. Also, voice talent websites, Fiverr, whatever. There's all kinds of different websites and things like that where you can pick up clients, or you can get a regular amount of income at least to get you started. Whether it's you're a writer, a voice talent, a website designer, a content, some kind of content producer that you can help people with, or even a executive assistant, something like that, something that allows you to work remotely. Another thing I've seen, and another thing about the freelancing thing, I've known a lot of people that go on these sites and they pick up big clients. And the clients say, we like you, we want to keep you. And so they end up having a regular big client that gives them work for a long time. And you have, 2 or 3 of these, and you're good to go. Okay. But the thing is, you want to have steady, regular income. Another thing is certification. I know people that have gotten technical certifications. I can't go into all the specifics, but on software or setting up certain systems that allows them to work remotely, and big companies are looking for people with these certifications. Now, those are great. I have people that make a shit ton of money with just passing one of these certifications. It's not easy, but if you can do it, and if you can get a job with one of these big companies that allows you to work remotely and make over $100,000, you can live like a king in Latin America, and it's steady, and you can get it all set up. So that's great. I know people that do very well doing that kind of thing. Okay. Other than that, you've got real estate. You don't necessarily have to be an agent, but you can recommend people if somehow online or something like that. You can also buy rental properties, maybe buy houses to speculate with or something like that. It's you're going to have to get to know the laws of the area, so definitely get a lawyer with this type of stuff. But rental properties, that's one thing that I do. I also do the freelancing thing. You can buy houses and rent them out, Airbnb and VRBO and stuff like that. A lot of people do that. All right. So those are some of the options. There's certainly more. But the good news is that you're going to need a lot less than you might think to live in Latin America. Okay. So, I know that's a big hurdle. A lot of people are like, man, it costs, especially if they have a family and a house and all that. Well, I'm going to need to, I need to make 75 grand a year just to be able to live and support. Well, that might be much less. Okay. It would probably be 30, 40 down here. Okay. So, don't let that completely hold you back. Although you do want to have regular income, it might necessarily have to be as much as you think it would. Okay. You're going to save money on medical expenses probably and insurance. You probably won't need a car, okay, and all the insurance is going to be less. You're going to be cutting out a lot of, the food is going to be less. How much you're paying to live, okay, either your house or your rent is going to be a lot less, and you'll probably be saving if you're set up right. You're going to be saving money in taxes, okay. So these cut down your cost of living dramatically. All right, so. You do want to get some sort of a steady income, but it might not be as much as you might think, and then just go ahead and do it. Other than that, first dip your foot in the water, go out, test it out. You don't need a steady, have everything completely set up just to go and see what you think. But bottom line, don't recommend that you go to Latin America without a plan and without steady income already. Okay. All right. Hope that helps. Take it easy.